Thanks for staying with us here on TWILA. You know, on October 14th, voters in Louisiana will go to the polls and vote on a number of races, including the race for Secretary of State. Joining me now is one of the candidates who is running for that position, Speaker of the House Clay Schexnayder. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Avery. Thank you for having me here.
Well, I know you're one of the Republicans who's running in this race, but you have a background sort of fitting with agriculture in that you were chair of the House Ag Committee for a number of years.
Yeah, for my second term for 4 years, I was awarded to be and very glad to be the chairman of House Ag. Those 4 years under the leadership of Speaker Barra, we did a lot. You were there with us a lot on it, and I think moving forward, just look, being the chairman of House Ag, being the Speaker of the House, loving agriculture like I have, I think in the last couple of years, we have moved the needle a lot for agriculture in the state of Louisiana to just show how important it really is.
So why are you running for Secretary of State? I mean, you were Speaker of the House. At one point, you were looking at a couple of other races and then settled on Secretary of State.
You know, as we were looking at all of that during the session and during these last 4 years, we were trying to figure out a spot where I could go and actually make a difference like I did as a legislator. You know, when I first ran for the legislature, the one thing that I wanted to do was make a difference for my children and my grandchildren. Before that, I never had any aspirations to be in politics and never wanted to run for election of any kind. I've always been the guy to try to help people. But getting there and being as successful as we have been, I want to continue to do that. And running for Secretary of State, most people don't realize it, but it's one of the most important, if not the most important, statewide elected office that we have. So running for it to make sure that our election systems stay safe and secure, making sure that we don't have any overreach from federal government to come in and try to manipulate elections. Those are the key things that I want my kids and my grandkids to be able to know, that when they wake up in the morning, the path that we've laid moving forward, they have a secure and safe place to vote.
I know that the Secretary of State oversees a lot of things. You brought up elections, but also the state archives, another thing that falls under Secretary of State. How important are these issues to you? Very important.
And look, one of the other things that falls underneath there is the GoBuzz site. It's very important to small business. Look, I didn't realize how important it is, me being a small business guy and being able to navigate that system. It's pretty friendly. I want to make that much easier. I want more small businesses to be able to thrive here and know that they can go to that website and they can navigate it much easier. Same thing with the archives. You know, it's really important that we have a system that protects those archives and being able to have access to them when we need them. It's in a good place. Look, even the election side, we rank 6th nationally on election integrity. That's huge. That's huge. We hear all the negative things about, we're 39th here and we're 40th here and we're last here. We're not last when it comes to election integrity and confidence. We rank 6th nationally, and that's huge for us as a state.
Well, do you think that speaks to the culture of Louisiana? Because, Kentucky has the Derby, Indianapolis has the 500. Louisiana has politics.
Absolutely. And politics here is much different than it is everywhere else. And I think people enjoy the politics. They love the stories of legislators and governors from the past and their personalities. And we have those personalities now at the legislature. So, yes, I do believe it's part of our culture, but I do believe that we, seeing what we have now, seeing where we want to be, making sure that we make the right steps forward, we could be #1 by the time this gets done. If I'm elected, that's going to be my goal. We can always have more improvement and make things much better, and that's going to be something that we're going to strive for.
I'll make this the last 30-second question here. What was it about your time as Speaker of the House that you feel prepared you to become Secretary of State?
Look, the one thing I think that made a huge difference is, one, look, I'm a conservative Republican, but I'm also a person who tries to build bridges, and being able to cross the aisle and not lose any of my values, but be able to support the other side as well to make people come together and work together. I think you've seen that these last 4 years as a whole, being able to have meaningful legislation that both sides can agree on. Look, we all wanted lower taxes. We all wanted better pricing on insurance. We all wanted more jobs. That's not a Republican or Democrat thing. That's a people thing. And we've done those things. Being able to be conservative, spending money in the right places. Look, in the history of Louisiana, we've never had $2.6 billion sitting in a savings account as the legislature leaves out. That's what we have right now. And that was built up over these last 4 years with good budgeting, having a great leadership team in Baton Rouge and great legislators. So I think those things, in dealing with a pandemic, those things have prepared me to be able to go in and actually manage an office like the Secretary of State's office.
Well, I know people across the state are looking forward to meet you face to face. Clay Schexnayder, Speaker of the House and now running for Secretary of State. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me this morning. Thank you.
Still to come on TWILA, we're going to go and take a look at how harvest is going in your fields next.